I welcome you all students to this company law class. Today we'll be starting the first topic of company law, that is the introduction of a company. What is a company? A company is an artificial person created by law. A company means group of persons who are associated together. And what is their main goal? Their main goal is achievement of the objectives of the company. All the employees working in a company, they coordinate with each other, they work in unity, they have mutual understanding with each other. And what is the main goal of the employees of the company is to achieve the objectives of the organization. If we talk about Companies Act 1956, it defines the company as a company formed and registered under this act or an existing company. Now, what does this existing company means? Existing company means a company formed and registered under any of the earlier company laws. You know that there are n number of company laws, as we have 1956, we have 2013, and so on. So any company who wants to come into existence must be registered under the Companies Act. Now the characteristics of a company. The first characteristic is separate legal entity. A company is in law regarded as an entity separate from its members. What does it mean? It means the company has its independent existence. How the company has its independent existence is the company is different from the members of the company. And while working in a company, any of the members working in the company, they can enter into contracts with it and the same manner as any other individual can. And he cannot be held liable for the acts of the company, even if he holds virtually the entire share capital. So the company's all money and the property, that only belongs to the company and not to the shareholders. There is no doubt that the shareholders own the company, but all the money, all the finance, and all the property, that only belongs to the company. Next characteristic is limited liability. A company can be company limited by shares, or it can be company limited by guarantee. If we talk about a company limited by shares, in this, the liability of the members is limited to the unpaid value of the shares. The next characteristic is perpetual succession. So what does perpetual succession means? Perpetual succession means a company is an artificial person, that I've already told you. So as it is an artificial person, company never dies, nor its life depends on the life of its members. Member may die. Any member of the company may die, or any member of the company he or she can go or come, or he or she can go forever, but the company always remains there. If you want a company to be terminated, if you want a company to get vanished, it can only happen when it is terminated by the law. So we'll be continuing the topic. The next characteristic is common seal. What does common seal means? That a company, as it is registered under the Companies Act, so the companies which are registered under the Companies Act, it means they are the authorized companies, right? So the companies, if these companies are officially authorized, it means they must be having some common seal. Now, what is this common seal, students? Common seal is the identity of the company. It's the official identity of the company. It is the signature of the company. And with these signatures, or with this mark of the company shares its relations with other companies, or the company with this common seal, it enters into contract with the other companies. So, common seal is an essential part of every company. The next characteristic is transferability of shares. All of us, we know that the company is an artificial person, right? And it has its members who are working there. So the capital of the company is divided into some parts, and these parts are known as the shares. I hope it is clear to everyone. These parts are known as the shares. And these shares have some condition. What's the condition? Some of the shares are freely transferable, right? So that no shareholder or no employee working in the company is permanently wedded to the company. It means if a person is not interested in working in the company, he or she may leave the company and transfer his or her shares. It means the shares are freely transferable. The next characteristic is separate property. We have already discussed, students, that company is an artificial person, right? It's a legal person and it's different from its members, right? Company is capable of owning, enjoying, and disposing of property in its owning. It's up to the company. What does the company wants? The company can own its shares. The company can transfer its shares. A company can merge. Okay, so all it is in the hands of company. No doubt its capital and assets are contributed by its shareholders, but the shareholders are never, students, it's very important, the shareholders are never the private and the joint owners of its property. Only the company is the real person. Only the company is the real person in which all its property is vested and by which it is controlled and managed and disposed of. I hope it's clear to all of you. The next topic we are going to do is lifting the corporate veil. We have done with the characteristics. Now, what's this concept all about? What's the corporate veil? It's a corporate curtain. Okay? What's a corporate curtain? It means, in the eyes of law, a company is a legal person with its separate entity, and that separate entity is distinct from its members or shareholders, right? What does it mean? That the company has a veil or curtain. What's the veil or curtain? Means this curtain separates the legal entity of the company from its members. As I've already told you students in the characteristic, that company has its separate legal entity. A company is separate from its members, right? So we'll be studying that in this. So what I'm saying, there is a veil, or you can say there is a curtain between the company and its members. So what is this veil doing? This veil is there because the company is separate. When students, there is any fraudulent or dishonest use is made of the legal entity, the individuals or the members working in the company, they are not allowed to take shelter behind the corporate personality. What does it mean? It means the persons who are working under the company doesn't mean that they have a tag over them that they are working in a legal entity, so they can do any fraudulent activity. If they would be found of doing any fraudulent or illegal activity, they would not be tolerated. The courts will break through the corporate shell and apply the principle of lifting or piercing the corporate veil. Okay, so the curtain or veil will be lifted up, and those persons doing fraudulent activities would not be allowed to work in the company. I hope students, all of you are clear with what we have done today. We have discussed the characteristics of a company and lifting the corporate veil. So this is all about today's lecture. We'll come with the next topic in the next class. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care, students. We'll be starting soon the next topic.